want to give a special praise to all and making that so easy. And I also want to show some praise to Jake, who does so much behind the scenes work, always pinging people and really spreading the Giveth message on a one-to-one level, which we have never had anyone do such a good job on that front. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I want to praise Sherrick for just being an amazing front-end dev. He has such attention to detail, super fast communication. He's just a joy to work with. And like, he always follows up on issues, gets them done super fast, like checks in with designers, thinks of the whole big picture. And we're so lucky to have him. I also want to praise Mohammed for creating really great and fast solutions for GivePower backend calculations and for taking the time to explain how databases work and queries and migrations. I learned so much. I also want to praise Amin for cross-checking all things related to the Give economy, like syncing our subgraph asset to Almond.
Me, right? Not Ahmad. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. I want to praise the Giveth Galaxy for giving a great Twitter space yesterday. It was awesome, great teamwork. I want to praise Griff for taking the time to sync with me and get together the final details for the podcast. And I would like to praise Ashley for always helping me to never forget anything and just do great teamwork with me with everything related to the community working group. And I'll pass it to Nick Walls.
Hello. Hi, can you hear me? Yep. I'd like to give my praise to first to Frischel for taking care of a lot of things in the community and doing things on the background that really bring impact to the community, and all the constant reminders that she's giving me and everything. Praise to Nicola for being passionate in helping our teams and our contributors to stay aligned with the roles, and also actioning a really urgent contributor matter that we had recently. And yeah, I think that's it.
Thanks, Nico. Where is my praise, you guys? Where is it? Well, I want to praise Ramin, Yas, Monique, and Carlos for working on the data accuracy for the total donations amount in the dashboard. I want to praise Metodo for becoming the very first GivePower delegate nominee. And I'd like to praise Monique for taking some time to take care of himself and his family. And I will pass it on to Giantkin.
GM, everyone. Mostly I like to praise the Colts regen farm fixing. And Mitch, I'll put the individuals in when I get a chance. And for Mitch for the fun day stuff every now and then. We kind of enjoy that. It's a nice break. I don't know who to pass it to. Let's see. Let's go with Ashley.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Good to see you. I really want to praise Claire for jumpstarting this project survey initiative. I think it's really important and that we can gather a lot of data from this initiative. I want to praise Franco for having so many people in his space and always being such a great host and just like really holding it down at the Giveth House in Barcelona with this event going on over there. And I want to praise Nicola for holding down the gravity circle as well and starting to breathe some initiative there and get some more people involved and start to bring some passion out and see how we can integrate it more. And that's my praise. I'll pass it to Carlos.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, my top 3 praises. Well, I'll say Mitch, Sim, Kotave, Jazz for working on the dashboard analytics and being on top of that issue. Also, I'd like to praise Ashley for handling all customer support. And I'd like to praise Mateo and in general the devs for all the work they did. But Mateo's handling the field integrations that we like to have soon. So I'd like to praise him mainly. Yeah, those are my 3 top praises, and I'll pass it to Giant King. Did you go?
Oh, he did go, but Sanji hasn't gone yet.
Okay, Sandy.
Thank you, Carlos. I want to give praise to Gray for his support and help while I was running some issues this week. I want to give praise to Claire for inviting me to the anti-recirculation group. And I also want to give praise to Almond for putting together all these Twitter spaces and podcasts that she's doing. And a special praise for all our teammates that are in Iran suffering all these problems going there. And I'll pass it to Tropical Mango.
Hey guys, so I want to give praise to Yas for jumping on a call with me and reviewing the Moonbeam grant. Also to Ahmed for reviewing the onboarding email. And last one is for Franco for jumping on a call with me to chat about the documentation, the Giveth documentation issues on GitHub. And I will pass it to Exodus.
Exodus, are you there? Exodus has taken an Exodus. Okay, we'll keep moving. Let's throw it to Katabe. Oh, no Katabe right now. How about Jake?
I'm here. Awesome. Yep. I want to give my first praise to the fundraising team. Recently, it seems like there's a brick being stacked in front of us, but we're going to be like the Kool-Aid man of old days and bust through that wall in the next couple months. I want to pass praise to Almond. Seems like every day I'm getting some cool notifications in each of the channels about the Twitter Spaces branding, broadcasting that Almond's been doing. Praise to you. And lastly, to Claire, she's been working hard on a project survey that I know we're going to get incredible feedback from the projects. Definitely what we need here at Giveth. So let me pass it to Yaz.
Thanks, Jake. Hi, everybody. So I want to praise, let's see, there's a lot of praise going on for the dashboard and the data accuracy, so I will also dish my praise to all the members involved in that, and that is Ramin, Mohammed Ranjbar, Carlos, Monique, Louisa. I want to praise Mango for taking on the grants so quickly and actually finalizing the first grant, which was quite complicated. Also praise Jake for his incredible support on the fundraising topic. And that being said, I'll pass it to Mo.
Thanks. I want to praise Monique and Tosin for helping me get back to work after vacations, and also I want to praise Cherry and Ramin for taking care of the development and just follow the design really good. Let me try. Clara, did you go? Please don't.
Nailed it. She was the only one who hasn't gone. Here to spy on us for the CIA. Cool. Welcome to Community Call 138. We have a lot in store and so many announcements. We had to play with this thing to fit it all in. So we got Sia Hertz Spanish Radio is featuring two of our favorite projects on Giveth, Colorado Multiversity and Urbanica. So that'll be cool, all in Spanish. Definitely check that one out. It happens today at 4 p.m. in Costa Rica. And then Giveth Essentials Tokenomics on November 22nd. That'll be a fun Giveth Essentials. And of course, Meet the Makers is going to have another round. It's going to be on mental health. That will be on November 23rd. And Trusted Seed on Conference. It's still going strong, and there's so many events all the time. Tomorrow morning, at least morning Costa Rica time, at 7 a.m. I think Costa Rica time, they're having a really cool talk on the network state. the book. So if you want the Cliff Notes on the network stake, that's happening tomorrow at 7 a.m. Costa Rica time. And there's so many other events. So definitely hit the calendar if you want to see what else is going on. And if you want to add something, and maybe Giveth should add some more stuff to the Trusted Seat on conference calendar. And those are the announcements. So let's just keep pushing to the working groups, and we can start with the communications working group. And Corey's not here today, so who's going to take it for comms?
Hey, I'm going to take it for comms. So some important updates, as Griff was mentioning, today is the first episode of this partnership that we made with Sea of Hertz. This was a proposal that was posted on the forum and passed. So Miguel is going to interview some of the Spanish-speaking projects that we have on the platform. Make sure to don't miss it. We already have our Discord event for you to set a reminder. So yesterday we have a great Giveth Galaxy Twitter space. I really encourage everyone, if you didn't join, to jump in and listen to the recording, because great information around the mission and the work of the Galaxy was said. So please go and listen to the recording. And then we have also a really important update that happened. Our documentation is now updated. What is Giveth? This is a resource that a lot of people use to stay aligned and to see what is actually Giveth about. So Suga made some updates in one of these paragraphs. Super important to always keep Giveth documentation up to date. Franco is working in this, Mango as well. So big praise to them for always making sure that this is updated. And then, some tweets around recent updates around the exploit that happened with the region farms are out. So it's important to mention that called region farm is ongoing. So super cool also to see all the tweets and the sentiment that the community is sending around these updates about the exploit and the region farms. I think is really, really positive, all the replies and tweets that we have got after these after the hacking. So super cool that cold region farm continues. And then also we have a verification workshop last week. This was given by Ahmad, by Ashley, and by Nicola. Please check it out. It's super important as well that the team knows all these details around verification and like these important details for us to share the correct information. And there's also a guide that we made that you can share with the verification workshop with some resources and so on. And catch these newly verified projects from the latest round. We have a tweet for each round for you to check out the newest verified projects. And coming soon, we're working on having monthly stats for everyone to check important information around Giveth and the platform. And we're working in some blog posts like the Giveth roadmap and the Give Power boosting. We're working on a big comms campaign as well. So reach out if you would like to contribute. And as I mentioned, we've been updating the Giveth documentation. And just to end, we're going to have a Twitter space on the 30th. And the theme apparently is going to be the Giveth house, like the importance or like why we have Giveth has a house, and then we're going to touch the gathering that has been happening this week. So that would be really cool. Make sure to not miss it. And thank you.
Nice. Let's throw it over to Ashley for the Communitas working group.
Thanks, Griff. Actually, this week we were inspired by the devs, and we're going to decentralize our updates. So Claire's going to give updates today for Communitas. If she can talk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Talk.
There it
Sorry, same technical hitch. Can you hear me now? Okay, so we meet on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Costa Rica time and 5 p.m. CET. If you could click to the next slide, please. Okay, so we've been working on a project survey to get to know our projects better so that we can be more strategic in reaching out to them. We want to know things like what motivates them, how easy is it to use the platform, their experiences of fundraising in crypto, and things like that. The questions will be aimed at the projects that are listed on the platform and those that have yet to list. We're looking for any feedback you might have on the structure, the questions asked, the format, and you can leave comments next to the questions in the different tabs on here. We will gather survey respondents through reaching out by email, through Twitter, newsletter, other social channels, similar to the way that Jake did the donor survey. And next on the list, we have Almond's forum post to create a podcast with Griff. There's been lots of great feedback and discussion on the content and format and name already. The idea is to bring attention to Giveth, maybe an outlet for sponsors and partnerships, community growth and engagement around Giveth's ecosystem, and to amplify the efforts happening in Giveth and the Galaxy. And the next forum post is on project ranking. This was an idea that was put out there by Rainer a couple of months ago. We're looking to reinvigorate this topic, and we're looking for comments, any feedback you might have. This forum post is how should projects be ranked on the platform, and it's important because it will raise the visibility of projects and affect the amount of donations that a project receives. Check out Rainer's forum post, add ideas, comments, and dare I say, opinions as to how we work out the answer to this as a community. We also need ideas and feedback for future Twitter spaces. And do you have anyone in mind for the community spotlight? Please add your suggestions in the docs. The links are in the slides. And also for Giveth Essentials. They've been running fairly regularly now on a wide variety of topics. We've had Give Economy, updating the Giveth docs, some comms. And the next session is on the 22nd of November, 11 a.m. CST, 6 p.m. CET. And if you have any ideas for future Giveth Essential sessions, if there's anything you'd like to know more about, please leave your feedback in the Essentials doc, which has also got a link on the slide. And lastly, are you a Graviton and interested in getting more involved? Please contact Nicola. A suggestion at the moment is to meet monthly, possibly bi-weekly. We have our weekly community AMA on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. CST, 5 p.m. CET. You can add it to your calendar through Discord or through the slide. And that's it from us. Back to you, Griff.
Thanks. So let's jump over to the platform circle and just dive straight into development. Who's taking it for the development team this week?
Okay.
Yeah, Carlos.
Hey everyone, welcome to the development working group. So we have many updates. We're working on the notifications center. Many things are done, the settings for the user, the integration of that. We also moved all the email sending logic to the notification center backend from the impact graph. We're also now working on adding all the Give Economy events so that the users are notified about staking, unstaking, and many other events. There is a small bug with some events being lost, but we're working on that. But the notification center should be done soon. We're working on default donations. It's on staging. I know Mitch wants it deployed soon. It's almost there. but most of it is tested, and we just have to organize a few features before releasing. We have a bunch of things on the staging. Internationalization is done. The only thing that's missing, I think, is that the front end has to send the backend. What language do I want certain information? So that's a work in progress. Also, backend this week did give a calculation supporting give power rank. We added filtering and sorting for power boosting. That's done. We did a bunch of admin bro improvements, especially on filters. We are working on a dashboard for showing many data regarding our projects and our donations. So that's also, there's a small, you could say, MVP done, but we're working on getting more data. Also, we're working on the fiat integration. So we have a third-party service called on Ramper. Praise Mateo, he's doing a lot of work there. We've done a lot, but we're waiting for them to answer us a few questions we have before finishing the integration, but it's going strong. We also added a few fields to the verification form, so that's currently being tested. The latest version of the backend is 1.7.3, mainly bug fixes and a few admin improvements. For Give Power Boosting, more testing and single project view. So I encourage everyone to really test Give Power as much as you can, find bugs, report them, and let us know so we can keep working on that. Ooh, project boost. So test as much as you can. And I think we can move to the next slide. So what's next? So basically, multi-levels accounts, there's a forum post. You can be part of that. There's a bunch of work being done, separating the wallet from the user, and many other considerations. So participate, and it's going strong. I also recommend, if you have issues to add, you can use the Roadman repo. There's a template there that you can follow. And also in the I think Mitch fixed the token log this week, or was it last week? And you can also check the issues that are ongoing there. Aside from that, I believe recurring donations is still a work in progress. A lot to do. But yeah, that's it for the working group for now. And yeah, who's next? Thank you.
It's me. I'm next.
Okay. Lauren, go ahead.
Thanks, Carlos. Give Economy Working Group updates. We've got a bunch of calls. Some of our calls are on Wednesdays, but there's also a fundraising call on Monday and a Give By call on Thursdays, but not this week, only next week and every other week. All right, go to the next slide. Give Economy updates. You've heard of some of these things already in other working group updates, so I'll burn through them pretty quickly-ish. We have completed all of the fixes after the great Give Farm exploit of October 29th. We sent out rewards to anybody who was earning rewards at the block before the exploit. So this links to the Twitter about it. But if you wanted to see your rewards, if you were earning in any of those mainnet farms that were attacked, including Giveth Balancer and the One Give Angel Vault, and there was a 100% Give staking pool that was archived. If you had any rewards from there, they were actually just added onto your Give stream, and you can see them in your Give stream history table. So yay, cool. Give is so great because when something goes wrong, we take care of our users and our partners. Yay! All right. taking care of our partners also looks like. We launched the Cult ETH Regen Farm, and sorry, it's not the next thing on the list, but we launched the farm and the rewards go live today. It runs for 2 more weeks until it's the end of its natural cycle. So if you want to earn some Cult, stake into that pool in the Give Farm today. In the world of Give Power Boosting, Carlos mentioned a bunch of these things, but so like TLDR, Give Power Boosting, we're working on manually testing the rank calculations and a few like small fixes on the front end and just making sure our calculations are checking out. And then hopefully next week we'll be able to have a final testing party. So I'll be organizing that and inviting everybody and their mother to that testing party so that we can all make sure that boosting is looking in tip-top condition for launch. Token log reset. So we had an error in the way that we were calculating people's give balance in token log, and it was fixed. So major praise to Vitor for fixing that, which also looked like actually just relaunching the token log with like token log v2. And praise Mitch for doing all that coordination, and Mateo as well. And basically though, now if you were voting on the Giveth roadmap before this like very recent fix, your votes were lost. So you have to get in there and put your give on whatever features you want to see coming up in the near future. So that's what Griff is showing you right there. Give drop and fixes. The give drop, there's a snapshot up right now. I didn't link it, which is silly, but there's a snapshot up right now, which is proposing to end the give drop at the end of December. And it seems like it'll pass. There's a lot of like favorable votes for it. So if you haven't claimed your give drop, now's the time to do it. And we're working on just like a couple of fixes, because now if people reusing the give drop are like, it's like, oh man, that's not working since when, you know? And we're just doing some very minor fixes before we basically retire it and give a makeover to the Give Economy homepage. And then in the rest of the world of Regen Farms, we were working with the Standard on launching their Regen Farm, but it looks like they're not going to want to launch until at least the end of December, maybe. So we're kind of putting a pause on doing any forward movement on that until we were able to like finalize the parameters with them and get like clear on their launch date. So we'll check in with them in about 2 weeks. On the research side of things, we sorry, I didn't do a good job of updating this slide this week. I'm like, it's a little bit out of order. I talked about those things last week. PFP collection is on pause, but there's a couple of interesting comments in there about like potentially developing a solution where you can like nitpick your features for your PFPs. But we still do hope to launch the PFP collection sometime after the launch of Give Power. There's also a forum post up about the HODL Vault, which is with Ichi. So this is like a mainnet Give staking opportunity where you can earn rewards, but there's some cool, interesting nuances that are all explained in the forum post. So take a look at that if you are interested in mainnet liquidity and rewards. In the world of grants, we're still talking with Radical with our grant that's live. The Polygon grant was posted just recently, just a few days ago. And I think as well the one for Cello. We're looking into making grants for ETC and Phantom, and a lot of these are kind of like, let's get Giveth on your chain and give us a grant to do it. And so those are like really good opportunities for us. And the fundraising team is doing a lot of work on that. Also, we're talking about like a potential Gnosis chain Giveth white label. So it would like Gnosis would have like projects that they could add, and then they would use like the Givebacks program. They would basically use all of our code and have their own version of Giveth, and then projects would kind of get like duplicated onto Giveth. So talking with Gnosis about that as well. And then GiveFi, there's an interesting idea coming up about Give Endowments, where the yields, Give Endowments. The yield earned on latent capital on the platform would be split 3 ways between the donor, the project, and Giveth. So it's kind of like, yeah, interesting conversations happening in the research call. There's a lot that we talk about in those calls that it's even hard for me to keep track of it all and summarize it all. And now there's all these other new calls. So if you're interested in any of these crazy madness things, check out the slide before and join any of those calls. And you'll get to dive in, learn more, and help. And that's all I got for Give Economy Working Group updates. Oh, I guess actually I should mention this meme. Isn't this a great meme, you guys? Look, hackers try to attack the Give farmers, but the Give farmers are like sleeping children in bed because nothing bad goes wrong because Giveth is there to save the day. All right, I'll pass it to the Design Working Group.
Thanks. That's me. Okay, so this week we were working on some different things. First, multi-level accounts. We are trying to have a onboarding flow for the current user and make it backward compatible as much as we can. The Give Power is we are updating the boosting and ranking on project single page for desktop and mobile versions. Recurring donation is still ongoing. We are trying to have a whole flow for creating a recurring donation that will enable user to create a scheduled and repeated payments to projects. And then the new thing that we started working on is adding language provider to the whole DApp. So people can actually choose the language that they want to see all of the Giveth. And finally, please help us improve the Giveth. If you have time or if you have any feedback, please reach out to me or Tosin, and we can just quickly schedule a meeting and discuss your feedbacks. All feedbacks are really appreciated. Thanks. I pass it back to you, Griff.
Nice, because it's actually my time to speak. So this, let's jump into the governance circle and the governance working group. It's time for vacation, so leave these people alone. We have, you can tell by the size of this call, there's a lot of people taking today off. There's Amin, is halftime until next week, and Heather as well is also half vibes. Rodri's taking halftime this week. Frishelle is off tomorrow and is going to take a little bit of, take it a little slow around the turn of the month. And Lauren and I are headed to Toronto to hang out, and we'll be a little slow next week and tomorrow. And Mateo is also off today and off sometime in early December. So enjoy the vacay, guys. And also remember, if you have vacation coming up, we have a team availability channel. Make sure to post it in there, because I just kind of scraped that channel for all of this information. Also, don't forget, you got buddies. Everyone has a buddy in if you're working if you're working a regular cadence at Giveth. So make sure to meet up with your buddy, fill out the forms, review your friends and your colleagues. If you see that they could do better, make sure to fill out a review form. It's a perfect way to give a constructive feedback so that it can be delivered in an appropriate way. And this is how we stay flat and help each other all do better. Also, before your buddy call, if you get the chance, fill out the self-review form so that you can have a really productive buddy call. Lots of stuff always happening in the forum. I only took the top ones, and most of them have already been talked about. Ending the Give Drop is up for Snapshot. Ending the Give Farms, I believe, is basically passed if it didn't already. So those are cool. And then and there's some action in those forum posts. There's the Giveth HODL Vault, which was also mentioned. This is like a way to provide mainnet liquidity on the buy side of the Give token, which is interesting. Someone actually made a $100,000 proposal for an NFT marketplace. So this is a really interesting proposal to check out. Definitely dive in and see they're playing some innovative games with NFTs. And then, of course, there's the podcast that was already mentioned that Alman and I are pushing forward. And of course, we are always hiring. There's some really cool jobs up for grabs in the Giveth ecosystem. We're looking for a CEO for Praise, like a co-founder for Praise. That could be really fun. Someone with fundraising experience. And then we're also looking for a sort of a CTO type character for General Magic. Those are the biggest things. And if you know anyone who's looking for a job, hey, I heard a lot of projects have been failing lately. I bet there's good people. Let's talk to them. Let's get them in. Pass this giveth.recruity.com link around, and let's get some of the cool people jobs again. And with that, I'll throw it over to Mitch in the DAO working group.
Thanks, Griff. As mentioned, we've got our weekly governance calls at 10 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central European. And updates. Well, the interesting part about being the last group to present is everybody steals your talking points. So, token log and snapshot are fixed. Who'd have thunk? But Lauren already talked about that, so that's great. This one here already went. The approved general magic technical services passed a couple days ago. There is nothing in the NR Give, but there will be some stuff coming up soon, mostly around the Give Garden transfer to the NR Give. In the Give Garden, the proposal to pass the money for the Give Power animated video went through this morning. In the multi-sig, we're still waiting on one more signer to claim those safe tokens from the Gnosis Safe airdrop. And lastly, as Griff touched on, there is the snapshot up to end the Give drop on the 24th of December this year. And also token log is back up. And I'm not sure if Lauren mentioned, but as a result of VTOR upgrading it to V2, all of the votes have been wiped. So this is your chance to make a fresh impact. If you're holding some Give or G-Give on Gnosis Chain, get in there and vote and signal for some of the core roadmap features that you want to see prioritized in our backlog. Check it out. There's tons and tons of great ideas there that we've been cooking up over the last 6 months. So yeah, get in there and read up. And that's it for the DAO. And we will pass it on. Did these guys show up? Hats? Wow.
I don't see the Hats guys here, man. And they've been pushing on the forum all day. Or all for months. Unless it's secretly Exodus. No. Just CIA spy. He's not a Hats guy. Well, then if Hats isn't here, then hey, goodbye, everyone. We don't have a spotlight. Well, does someone want to improv a spotlight? Does someone have a favorite Giveth project? You know what? I'm going to improv the spotlight. I have a great Giveth project that I'm really excited about. Let me jump in here. It is called Web3. Iran relocation or something like that. I think it's a super cool project, and I think it has a lot of support in this community, especially. Right now there's a lot of issues happening in Iran, and there's a lot of people working in Web3 in Iran because it's an industry that's very important to the community there, and could have a lot of impact. And there's some really violent actions being taken by the government of Iran, and also a lot of censorship around the internet. And basically, to work in Web3, you have to break the law of Iran, and they're not friendly to people who break the law. So there are so many arrests by plainclothes officers right now on the streets of Iran that normal criminals are actually coming in and kidnapping people, and everyone thinks it's just the police doing it. I mean, it's a really scary time to be in Iran, and especially if you're in tech. And there's a nice little review of some groups that have some individuals who have been arrested, and who knows what's happening to them. And it seems like every week the situation's getting worse. Already the president of the United States said, don't worry, we're going to free Iran. There's a lot of potential for political uprising right now. And this grant is hoping to just get people to safety. So if anyone is working in Web3 in Iran right now, they can fill out this form right here. It's an encrypted form. The results cannot be read by anyone besides the people who get the form. And the intention is to keep everyone who is from Iran anonymous, because many Web3 people are working as anons in the space, and if their employers found out that they were from Iran, they could actually get fired because of sanctions and all these things. So we're trying to be extremely careful with people's identities, or this grant is. And what they're doing is super cool. They're just going to reimburse flights and lodging in a neighborhood in Turkey. So if you know anyone who's working in Web3 in Iran, definitely have them fill out this form. And if you know anyone who is interested in supporting this effort to get Web3 contributors out of Iran and into a safer place where they can all hang out together in Istanbul, definitely pass this grant around, because I think that there are a lot of people in the Web3 space that would benefit from knowing about it. And people just don't know this service exists. So, and I think a lot of people in the Web3 would also support it if they knew it existed. And actually, there's already been some updates, and they have already got 2 people out of Iran, which is amazing. And they posted the receipts for the flights redacted, and to prove the how they're spending the funds. So I would say it's a really cool project that's out there right now, and I hope they get support. So yeah, pass it around if you can. And I don't know, are there any questions?
We just had Hats show up.
Oh, great!
Hey, sorry for the delay. Actually, my colleagues in Dubai, and we got lost in communication. Sorry about that.
No worries. I just got a chance to shill another project that was on Giveth while you were there, but we still have 15 minutes in this call left. So if you want, you can tell us about Hats.finance and your proposal for Giveth. It's Angel,
sure.
Right?
Yes. Thanks a lot. You can call me Oliver as well. I'm not Arno. So thanks for your patience, and sorry again for the delay. So what we are doing is a decentral bug bounty protocol, because we think that Web3 needs like a decentral solution for managing security. The backstory of why I can actually even activate my camera so you can see me if you want. Okay, no, Discord. Yeah, it works. So the reason why we're building this is because a lot of security researchers are reaching out to us because they find vulnerabilities in protocols, but to be able to negotiate the reward, they have to disclose all the information that they have. And afterwards, it happens very often that the teams are not paying. So like just recently, a hacker found like a $100 million vulnerability in an NFT platform, disclosed to the project, and the project said, no, it's nothing. They ghosted the hacker. Afterwards, they pushed a fix to GitHub and still didn't pay. So what we believe is that there's like a really important this decentrally. It's managed by a multisig, and everyone can deposit into that bug bounty. So not only the core team, even though we encourage that they take the lion's share to show confidence, but the community can jump in as well. And we give the hacker very high security of getting paid out fairly. So the bounty is on chain, usually in the native token of the project itself. So I see we're getting a live demo here while I talk. So maybe we can just expand the Temple DAO bounty for a second, if you can click on So here you see the multisig that is managing the bounty. And the bounty is actually in the Temple token. So we have 450,000 almost Temple token in here. And the cool thing is that since it's on-chain, you can actually program logic into the payout. So since we don't want to increase sell pressure on the Temple token, 60% of the reward is vested for 30 days, while 30% is paid out directly. And then the Hats protocol takes a 10% fee if it successfully helped to mitigate any kind of vulnerability. You see like here two other small shares, like 5% of the reward is exchanged to Hats tokens and locked for 90 days. This is just for us to keep security and researchers engaged in the community, helping to find more vulnerabilities. And Temple DAO in this case chose to pay 5% to their committee that is triaging and fixing incoming vulnerabilities. If we expand the critical severity, I never did it like that someone else is showing our product while I talk. That's quite funny. So they choose to pay out 80% for critical severity. And what we do as well, because it's like completely permissionless process, we don't track any hackers, we don't KYC them, but we still want to give them an option to build up a reputation, have a bragging rights, like, hey, I'm the one who saved this project. We're giving them NFTs where in the metadata there's embroidered like which protocol did they save, what was the found vulnerability, how high was the payout and the timestamp. And we are as well like building a leaderboard with like the best hackers in our ecosystem and so on, because a lot of these like young security researchers, like maybe they even live in their mom's basement or something like that. They don't care so much if the bounty is like $400,000 or $500,000. For them, it's a lot of money, but they do care that they can like brag in the community, like, hey, I saved this protocol. And this is just one of the features that we use to like engage more people in disclosing vulnerabilities instead of hacking them. In the future as well, what we will do is we will incentivize liquidity in these bug bounties. So not only the Giveth treasury that would deposit from the DAO would earn Hats tokens, but as well everyone in the community that would contribute and increase the security budget would earn our token. And we already started with that. We have here on the left side, you see the airdrop machine where we like dropped NFTs and as well eligibility. So the token's not live yet, but we already wanted to show like who is eligible for our token in the future, which categories. And what we want to do is just like completely decentralize the protocol and get the right stakeholders into governance. That is like projects that need security, community that is basically getting the short end of the stick often. So if a protocol is hacked, who's hurt most? The community that deposited, that used the protocol. And then as well, cybersecurity experts that are hunting bugs and disclosing and saving protocols. So this is the general overview of the product. I can as well give like 2 sentences about security in general. So for the ones who are not so deep into the matter, you have like 3 different tools to make your project safe. The first is an audit. So basically, someone looks at your code and say like, at this time, we believe your code is safe. But they are just humans as well, so they can miss something, and a lot of the big hacks actually was on audited code. And then the second is to have a bug bounty, and the bug bounty is simply, for the ones who don't know, like a payment that is always up for grabs. And in case you find a vulnerability in the code, you have a way to monetize that knowledge, so you like disclose it to the team. And you get paid for that knowledge, so you don't have to hack the project to like get something out of the know-how you have like achieved. And this is super critical because these security researchers, they're like very highly paid professionals. They're a scarce resource, and we believe that they need like fair incentive structures to keep working, because a lot of the industry actually depends on these people being ethical. Like many of you probably heard about these like famous white hat hackers of like Samsung, for example, from Paradigm, who like saved the asses of countless people by finding vulnerabilities and helping fix them before someone could like steal user funds. So this is the very short pitch. Please shoot any questions you have. Happy to answer anything.
Have you guys had any payouts yet?
Yes, we had some payouts for example, Temple DAO with a medium severity and 2 low severity vulnerabilities. We're still waiting for like this one big critical bug that will pay out like a couple of $100,000. Obviously, we don't wish that to any of our projects because we don't wish any one of them having a security incident. But for us as a protocol, it would be a success story. So we had a couple of low and medium payouts, but still waiting for like that one huge bug.
These NFTs are cool. Who made the art?
We're working together with some artists in Mexico and in Israel, as well for, we have like these, if you deposit into a bug bounty, you get like a protector of the chain NFT to basically, so if you would host your bug bounty with us, you would then have bragging rights like I contribute to Giveth security, and we like encourage everyone to like show that proudly that you're contributing, and as well for the committee. So we use quite a lot of NFTs to like as well like manage access to certain channels in Discord and bring gamification to security. And we have like amazing artists in like Mexico who do. No, I see a lot of Mexico flags here. I guess the people appreciate that.
Yeah, we definitely have a super solid Mexican community. Anyone else?
Yeah, maybe one more thing I didn't mention. It's completely for free. So if you open up a bug bounty on Hats, it doesn't cost you a thing. You deposit the initial liquidity that you can always withdraw as well. So if Giveth would create a bug bounty and after 1 week would feel like, damn, this is stupid, we don't like it, you just connect the multi-sig via Wallet Connect and withdraw. There's simply a 7-day cooldown period to mitigate the risk of someone in the team front running a report. And the same obviously goes for every like private depositor you can withdraw. And the protocol is only taking a 10% fee if there's a payout. But that is not on top. So with some like centralized Web2 companies, the team afterwards have to pay 10% more on top. But we take 10% out of the bounty. So in theory, it's the hacker that is paying us, not even the one who's managing the bug bounty. And then once you have like the liquidity mining, you will even earn money, so to say, like our governance token with your bug bounty.
So in general, we would like just walking through the user experience, we would need to set up a multi-sig, and that multi-sig would be the owner of the bounties. We would need to basically describe what a critical severity bug is, what a medium security bug is, and those things, describe all of those things, and then
is there like a channel where I can drop something in? Because so if you go to like, if you put behind Vault, if you remove the S and to put -editor, so like Vault -editor, Hats.finance /Vault -editor. This is basically how you create a vault. It's like super easy. It's like filling out the Google Forms. You put the name of your project, you upload a logo. Oh, it didn't work. Why did Vault -editor? Is there some channel I can drop it into? Maybe into?
Yeah, if you scroll up, there's like there's a little chat right here. Here.
Ah, there it is. Show chat. Yeah. So this is the link.
Yeah. It's oh no, I still got it wrong.
Weird. Should be the right link. Anyways, I don't know what's happening. It's working. Ah, there it is. Yeah. So you fill out the name of your project, what kind of logo you want to have for the token and the vault itself, and then you create a multi-sig in Gnoseth. Just FYI, we do check how many signers you have. And we want to see at least 2 signers. One time a project had 1 out of 6 and we bounced that back to them. So please have at least 2 signers just to make sure that if your community contributes to the liquidity and some wallet is getting hacked, that this liquidity is safe. And then you would list the contracts, and you can as well choose, like, is the contract covered by all severities? Maybe it's a contract that only handles minor logic, then you can exclude it from a critical payout. And then in step 5, we need encryption keys, because what is very important, if someone discloses a vulnerability, it gets encrypted with your public PGP keys. So only the committee is able to read the information, not even us. Because